Minecraft. It's a great game. We all know it. It's perfect in almost every aspect. Has unlimited replayability, and you could do just about anything. However, it has one flaw that I think breaks the game entirely. Now, I know you're going to be wondering, well, what's this one flaw? You just said the game was perfect. How could a perfect game be flawed? Because it's the reason why it's flawed is because it's not intended for multiplayer. And I know you're going to say, oh, multiplayer has been out since early beta, since, the inf dev. Well, sorta. You could only play it in the browser with single player, but the game was never designed for multiplayer. Now, hear me out. It never was, and it still isn't to this day. The game is better played in single player, and in a multiplayer server, you have just about the same experience you would have in single player. That's a hot take. That's a hot take, and I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it because a lot of people believe SMPs are the way to go. But I have played in SMP servers, I have played on online servers, I have run my own damn servers, I have played with a small knit community of friends. I have played with 3 people. And there's one thing that ties it all together. The game just sucks for multiplayer. Because you essentially, at some point or another, are playing single player in multiplayer. Which at that point, why aren't you just playing single player? Oh, well, me and my friends are in the same world. We could see each other things we built. Cool. Not everybody builds, though, so, that one friend who doesn't build, they don't have anything else to do other than sit there and play single player. And even the ones that do build, half the time, you give up halfway through the build because either it's been a month and you're still building that monument, quote-unquote, or it's been a month and no one else is on the server now. And that's because Minecraft multiplayer just sucks. Now, I do have a solution that can fix that, but we should first go over what sucks about it, aside from the single player experience in multiplayer. The other thing is its world gen. Its world gen does not enable an emergent gameplay. I mean, it in a sense it does. You could build in unique situations you could never build because of the infinite world. You could travel 1,000 blocks west and find a mountain taller than you've ever seen, and you can build a goddamn hotel in it. But that doesn't mean that should be so, because most Minecraft worlds are limited, by the way, and even if you play single player, that world size is capped. You cannot go past a certain amount, at least not anymore. Before you could bug it out and go through it, but there is no realistic limit or reason why you should limit or why you should have an infinite world size in multiplayer. First things first, one, nobody's going to build 1,000 blocks away. Everybody's going to build around each other so they can always interact with each other. Make it feel like it's a multiplayer server and not some single player experience where you're out in the middle of nowhere. Number 2, ores and resources are infinite. Structures are infinite. There is no need to communicate or work together to form an emergent economy. There is no need. It's infinite. You never have to worry about it. That's why every multiplayer server you see everyone has full enchanted netherite armor with fully enchanted sword, axe, and pickaxe. All the meanwhile, their chests are full of about 32 stacks of full stacks of diamond. Because it's infinite. You can go any distance. If your spawn is mined out of diamonds, you just go 200 blocks to the west and boom, more diamonds. Which is great, for people who want to build infinitely and never want to have to worry about anything or never interact with people, which is part of the reason why it becomes a single player experience. And another thing, mods. Adding mods breaks multiplayer. Well, sorta. The base vanilla Minecraft experience in multiplayer falls apart quickly within 1 day. Aside from getting netherite, that's a whole multiple day thing, unless, however, you're lucky. You get a bastion, you get enough netherite from the bastion, and then you get lucky even again using beds and TNT to find more netherite. You have netherite armor at the end of the day, but you've done it all. Now you're just building, and cool. That's great. It's fun. I don't get me wrong. I love building. Everyone loves building. But there are some players who don't build. And that's fine. A Minecraft's meant to be a sandbox, not an MMO, not an RPG. However, as a sandbox, there should still be a limit. Like, don't get me wrong, Minecraft was great. Like, the Infinite World, great for single player. You don't have to worry about resources. But multiplayer should be an entirely different game. It should not be single player. Multiplayer should have no reason to be single player. Imagine this concept. You load into a multiplayer world with 3 of your bestest friends. The world size is limited. You can only go so far, and there's only so many materials. However, the materials are rarer, but they come in bigger clusters. And your friends may or may not be able to secretly harvest or find that cluster of material. And now they can be like, yo, you've got a lot of copper over there. I need some copper for doing modded machines. Otherwise, I need copper for my cool building, you know. Then it'd be like, well, I've got a ton of diamonds over here. Let me trade you some diamonds for some copper. See where I'm getting at? Then it becomes, well, we've got a ton of diamonds. I mean, at least I do. I'm going to start purchasing copper, gold, iron, silver if it's modded. And maybe if we're even modded, we go ruby. Then it's like, well, now there's a lot of diamonds in circulation. You've created all the stuff you needed with diamond. What to do with all those diamonds? You need more coal? Shit. You might need There's an economy now. Which then adds in a reason for multiplayer, because now everybody's interacting and had a purpose to work with each other. Another aspect you could throw into this world concept is not only the limited world, but a progression system, or not sort of a progression system, not like a hard progression system, but a soft progression system. The materials you obtain, the items you craft, should involve other items that you have to progress to get. And I'm not saying that, you have to go down 16 branches just to complete the game. I mean, you can if you wanted to. But, like, the freedom of Minecraft means that if you have all the resources you need, all the space you need, and you have all the time you need, there is nothing you need from player B, player C, or player D. Instead, if you take away the time, they might interact with player B, say, player B, help me. Okay, well, you remove the material. Player C, oh, he's got all the materials. Let's work with player C and B. Get rid of the space. Player C, B, and D are now all working together. Now, I know it doesn't make any sense, and probably is wrong in many aspects, and might make Minecraft a terrible game, but I feel like the limitless nature of Minecraft makes it a terrible multiplayer game, and it's time to throw some limits on that bitch and get that shit rolling. I would make a mod pack related to my idea to see if it runs. However, I'm neither nor skilled nor dedicated enough to Minecraft to sit there for about 3 months making a mod pack and tweaking it to be perfect. Because I do have a partial project that was left undone because it just took too much time. I was sitting there having to tangle in Botania with create, or create with so many other things, and make branches where you can go down magic, tech, or I don't know, what's the third one? Theology? I don't fucking know. Anywho, exploration, I guess, would be the third branch. But it's like, the game has the potential to be a great sandbox multiplayer game. It just hasn't fulfilled it. Most streams where you see SMPs and this will probably come up a lot when it's mentioned that Dream SMP was amazing, or the QSMP is amazing. That's because they're YouTubers and streamers. They force that shit to work together, and you'll see many different elements where they have to add a system to fix what's already there because people will get bored. And like Pax Day has said, if you have to add a system to fix something, then something is broken. And with that, I'm going to leave it at that. I know that many of you will disagree with me, but I do feel like Minecraft is subpar when you start playing it in multiplayer versus single player. If you don't believe me, if you don't think I'm right, then go ahead and leave a comment explaining why you think I'm wrong. But otherwise, I'm going to take this beef to Twitter, and I'm going to see you guys next time on the next stream, where I probably will be playing more FTB Skies single player, because that is what I think is the most enjoyable form of Minecraft. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day.